I just wanted to get on here really quick about talking about how I made it through TSA without having to get rid of any of my makeup products, any of my skincare products, and then how I got through to the airport overnight because I was scheduled the wrong flight and found out that I was needing to reschedule. Yeah, I got pretty injured. My palm is still healing from it. That's for the most part. But so some tips and tricks on like how to not screw up a flight and your plans to get to the flight. I don't know if the person that was helping schedule my flight before, I don't know what happened, but like always keep track and recheck what you are scheduling, AM, PM, and what you're prepared for, and just make sure you're scheduled and rechecking before, because I don't know if, because I didn't schedule it originally, somebody else did it for me, and we both find out that I was not scheduled AM, it was PM, and I was like, no, I need to be there in AM, so I ended up staying up overnight, finishing everything I needed to do and packing after I got home from work, and just booked it. And I did not know the airport very well yet. That's another thing, understanding where to park, where's the closest place to park, and if you're arriving someplace you are comfortable walking on your own. That's a big thing that I learned the hard way from. I'm not doing any makeup tonight, but I just thought I'd show and share. This was pretty much kind of how I had my hair done. I worked on a Saturday and I got off at 10. Yeah, I got off at 10 because it was Black Friday week and I had plans to go fly and see my family. What happened was I texted my mom like, I don't think I got the right flight and we need to reschedule it or figure out the right one because I don't want to wait an entire day. Because I was going to be arriving at 12 a.m. in Denver. And my mom was like, but I booked tickets for a movie, like you're supposed to be there. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, I thought that too. And so I rebooked that night when I got off from work. I rebooked and booked a flight for 7 a.m. And during that time frame, I did not have a suitcase yet, and I purchased a duffel bag. They say your best options are to have a clear plastic bag. You could do a Ziploc bag. I had this already, and it was perfect for my makeup. This, and I used something else for my brushes. I used other bags for like this more solid stuff. I had all these brushes in a bag, a small bag. I brought a mini flat iron. I had already previously styled my hair. I washed and styled my hair before work, preparing for wanting to appear ready for the rest of the next 72 hours. So I packed everything. I literally, like, I had been preparing travel sizes for a long time. I love travel size items. I guess 3 ounces according to what I was doing for heading out of Utah, but then 3.02 ounces for Denver. I'm not sure if I remember that right. Most of everything that I had already could fit, but having a travel size spray, setting spray, and everything else worked perfectly. Just having a clear plastic bag. I purchased this bag from Target. Most of everything has my favorite brands. I selectively picked things that I knew I would wear, not taking the whole kit with me. I love makeup, and in the past I did not shop like a pro for travel size items very well. I was waiting for the right time to purchase a suitcase that I knew that I would love, because a suitcase does signify a lot of your personality, and for some reason I felt like I was getting a lot of eyes on my old suitcase. Not that I hated it, it's just it was kind of not working. The wheels were getting bad, and it didn't take very long for the wheels to do what they did. I don't know if it was just because I was a child and didn't take care of my suitcase very well when I was younger. There was already a punched hole in it, and the wheels started to stop working on like 2 of the suitcases. I ended up getting a weekender duffel bag for this trip, and I stuffed 3 to 4 outfits. I packed 2 pants, a denim pant and a corduroy pant, and then leggings. Yes. And then I brought 1 set of pajamas for 3 nights of stay. Potentially, I think I made sure I packed for 4. Like, you don't really need to pack that much more. My favorite thing that I ended up really liking, I purchased from Amazon a while back, were these cubes for packing my outfits, and I had one for underwear and my bras and stuff. Like, I packed that all in there, and then I had my shirts in one, pants in another, and like packed in my pajamas in there as well. And I packed 1 pair of shoes that I knew I would survive in the winter season. It did snow 4 inches, and I wore those shoes to the airport, through the airport, had to take them off. They were Uggs. I had to take them off. They didn't like my shoes. Everybody else could walk through there with their shoes, but I couldn't, because I don't know why. They were Uggs, so I'm assuming maybe they were just not allowed because they were thicker. And what else? I think my watch was actually fine. Making sure that your devices were out, and having my electronic plane ticket was always on hand. I just made sure I was prepared, and flying for me is not an issue. I am not really afraid to speak up if there's a problem, really. There wasn't really any issues for me. However, there was a moment where I thought I was going to be having to sit next to a very large man. He picked a seat, which might have been the last seat, that was $9 cheaper, because I picked a seat that was free by the window, and he picked the seat next to me, in between me and another very small guy, and this guy was not very small at all. And he finds that his wife, you know, who was 2 or 3 rows up in front of us, who probably was paying for the seat, had an empty seat next to her. And so he went up there, having more room, didn't have to pay for the seat. I was just, me thinking about that now, like, kind of bothers me a little bit, but like, I was somewhat relieved that I didn't have to be sitting next to a very, very large man. He was not built short at all. He was very tall, very broad. Just like how small these planes are these days is very not comfortable. Yeah, just being honest, you know? I had sat next to a guy who was maybe 40, 60 years older than me. Yeah, no, I don't know. He could have been the same age as my parents, who are in their 50s, but I felt like he was a little bit older, a little grayer. So, but he had a lot of things that he shared in common with me and my father in my life. So it was really kind of funny just having a conversation about that, and he was fascinated by a lot of things. He himself was a photographer, and I myself am an artist, and I shared about paintings and drawings, and oh, how I would love to be doing more paintings. I have this canvas ready to be painted on. I just haven't started on it. Today I just did cleaning and spent a really long time working on this. I had my day off. I love my parents, but sometimes when I'm in the groove, they often will call me, and I will be out of the groove for a really long time, and we'll be on the phone with them for an hour, and then I'm like, okay, well, no longer in the groove. I could have made a makeup video today, but I couldn't. Love my parents, but sometimes my days off are very much for me. So there's that. I went to Denver. I stayed a few nights with my sister and my mom, and my sister's had like a little fun gig for videography up in Alaska, which I was very happy for them, but I was also a little jealous. I was very excited for them too. I'd love that experience for myself one day. So yeah, I ended up staying with my mom another day, and it snowed a ton, and I was like, I haven't purchased a proper snow jacket or winter jacket in a really long time, and some of my jackets no longer fit me, which is shocking because I don't feel like I'm that much bigger, but as a woman, everything is meant to fit a lot smaller, and there's not very many oversized things. Like those jackets, okay? Those jackets, I had a hard time ever since I was a child. I think there were so many things that I felt like were supposed to fit me, but I definitely hated those button-down shirts. Anytime I was trying to find something, I couldn't bend my arms. Like, it would be perfect, but I couldn't bend my arms. And I find that problem with jackets, and I am mostly pear-shaped, okay? They'll fit perfect up here, okay? And then if they're longer jackets, they look funny. They will look awful if they don't fit around my waist. I learned that with my mom. I told her all about my shopping problems, that I hate shopping sometimes for jackets, winter jackets specifically. I have not gone winter shopping in a really long time, and I purchased some jackets that would actually fit me, that I think I would like throughout my 20s, potentially my 30s as well. Can't believe my 30s are in 3 years. Can you believe that? I turned 27 in 2 weeks. Okay, we'll see if this will be edited and posted before then. We'll see. We'll see. Also, my neighbors, they, while I was gone, I don't know when, but they purchased this very loud surround system that I can hear. They'll play it from 9 a.m. to 10, oh not 9 a.m., 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and sometimes later, almost to 11 p.m. They did that 1 or 2 times. I was keeping track because it makes my floor vibrate, and I wouldn't be able to talk out loud without, like, you know, if I wanted to do like a little vlog type of thing like this, I wouldn't really be able to without a lot of background noise. My fan is noisy enough, so anyways, I loved these. I will probably have a lot of things linked. If you like eyeshadow, having an eyeshadow palette that you think would fit your aesthetic, your everyday wear, if you want to go glam, like having one with like 3 to 4 shades is perfect. I was feeling a little extra special. I bought this like months ago by Glossier, and I bought it because it has my name on it. Not that it was actually meant for me, but it felt very personal to me, and I loved the rose color. It's gorgeous. I ended up making a look with it. I did take selfies. I feel like I have a very customer service voice right now, which is kind of hard for me to be comfortable videoing myself, I think. And I'm like really worried about being really noisy to the neighbors around me, so wow. It's my bedtime. But I was talking about my hair at one point. I don't think I finished, but I was able to make my hair appear as oily for like 3 to 4 days while being out on this trip. I did not work out. I did not do anything at the gym. I didn't go in any water. But what I did do was rinse my body. Just very quick rinse my body. Didn't get my hair wet. And the only thing I did wash was my frontal hair pieces. I would wash the front of my bangs just for those few days. I did that. At one point I did restyle curling my hair with a hot iron. My hair did fine. I made sure I brushed my hair every night before I went to bed, and I brushed my hair often throughout the day, but I also mainly morning and night would be brushing. And then like for these types of trips where you're on the go, you don't want to be blow drying your hair, all the time, and I did not pack shampoo and conditioner, but I could have, didn't. But I plan to figure out a travel size friendly one. I had siblings there that were letting me use their shampoo, and I often used whatever. But the hotel one, whatever this hotel was, it had like the pump on the wall, and I'm like 90% sure that whatever is in that pump was either not shampoo or somebody messed with it. And maybe they like accidentally put the wrong one in, but that is all I can think of. Oh, and another thing, I was going to use a blow dryer from the hotel one time. Thankfully, my sister that brought hers, but I was going to use the hotel's, and my mom noticed something that was in the bag. I had taken out the blow dryer, and there was like this thing just hanging out of the bag, and I didn't realize it, but my mom's like, "What's this?" And she looks at it, and we're all looking at it. We're like, we all screamed. We all freaked out. It was an adult diaper. A used adult diaper with piss in it. It was dried at that point. But some granny or grandpa didn't realize they were putting an adult diaper in the bag of a hairdryer. I don't know what went on there. I don't know. It tells me that's old age. I'm like, oh gosh. If that's old age, I wonder what else could happen. But anyways, but yeah. So, yeah. I was able to get my hair to last from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Was supposed to fly out Tuesday. Ended up staying longer and spent the whole day Tuesday, flew out Wednesday. No. Oh no. I showered Wednesday, spent the whole day again. Thursday morning is when I flew out. Wednesday was the day I used a hotel shampoo, and my hair came out feeling like wax. It was disgusting. I was horrified for my life. Yeah. And so I just ended up putting my hair into braids because I had no energy of doing another wash and shower. Because I went through blow drying my hair and hoping that it would be dry by the time I was done, but I was like, this is taking longer than usual, and it was exhausting trying to figure out how to do that. So I went and showered again using somebody else's shampoo, my mom's shampoo and conditioner, and it got me through the next day. So, but I was able to go through Saturday. I washed and dried my hair, styled it like this, almost exactly like this, and then got through Sunday, washed my bangs, and styled it with a mini flat iron. I purchased this mini flat iron for my travels and ended up loving it for just styling my bangs because it's so small, it's able to fit under and like, not burn me, and it's so good for detail. So I ended up really liking that. For anybody that has bangs, that's a trick that I learned. Washing, blow drying, it only takes like 3 minutes to do the whole thing. Yeah, and it's really fast to blow dry bangs. And then I have fresh bangs every day, and by the time it was like, Monday, Tuesday, by the time it was Wednesday, my hair was starting to get a little flat, and you could tell the difference between not clean and clean bangs, but it didn't look bad. And I could pull my hair back and be fine with it. My hair did hold curl fine. I don't use a lot of product in my hair besides like heat protectant. I did use hairspray once upon a time, but I find that I feel better and healthier and not as disgusting, and just avoid using a lot of hairspray unless I'm like really trying to do something for a special occasion and want my hair to stay a certain texture. But we're doing the slick brown long hair right now. Slick long hair. That's what I'm going for. And the bangs for me are right now in. I got bangs back in October. I actually did it myself. I've trimmed them twice and, have been teaching myself about how to like appear and make it look good. I'm debating on adding another layer of hair to like face frame. But yeah, I get a lot of compliments. I have good feelings about it right now. I do have a hard time with this side of hair because this hair is like different. My calic is different here, but it's fine. Anyways, that's just my little YouTube talking about traveling, how my hair was able to last, and the flops along the way. I did, what was it? Have an accident on the way for my first flight. I did not know where the parking situation was or what it was going to be like because I've never done it before. I've always ever picked up somebody or have been dropped off, but I've never driven myself there to park my car. There is risk of theft, people breaking in, so keep that in mind when you're planning to do something like that, if that happens. I was really lucky for the whole parking situation. There's a massive parking lot, and there just so happened to be a cart just on the way of where I was walking, and but there's a con to this because I didn't realize what I was doing. It was so cold, and I was trying to like keep my hands warm. I threw the duffel bag on the cart and I put it the wrong direction. Didn't realize that that the hole in the cart, there was like a giant massive hole on the backside, and my duffel bag could fit right through it, and it fell right through as I was moving really fast because I was in a hurry. I did not know how long it was going to take me to get to the building and try to figure out where I was going to go, and I fell when that duffel bag just fell through and it tripped me, and I just fell, like, hit my chin on the ground. My arms were out like this, like, my palms, like, scraped. My chin was bruised for a couple of days, but luckily nothing broke. My knees didn't hit the ground either, which is crazy. It tells me that I did one of these. I didn't, like, whack my knees and do, like, stop, It was interesting. The thing that got probably the most impact was probably my palms and my chin. That's it. I fell, and it was a very emotional ride after that, trying to figure out where to go. I did not know how to enter the building. I did not know where I was going. My mom actually called me. And, I wish I had better directions because I did not understand that I was supposed to get into this building, and I couldn't figure out where there was elevators and stairs, and I had to go deep inside of this parking garage to find stairs and stuff. I thought it would be like to the closest side of the building, and I was like walking by and I'm like, it would say emergency exit, emergency exit, emergency exit. And as I was reading it out, I just started losing it. I was crying so hard. And yeah, my mom and my sister were able to kind of talk me through it. And finally, when I found that elevator and stairs, I was trying to gather myself. I saw people. There were people, and I was like, okay, I need to stop crying because there's people. And I don't want people to notice me crying because I look kind of pathetic running around not knowing where I was going. I really did. I was looking like an idiot. Anyways, it was a bad night. and I'm making a YouTube about it. Hopefully this never comes back up ever again. I hope I forget about it and never have to think about it ever again. That was horrible. So this was something I didn't realize, but when I was going through the Denver International Airport, there's a bunch of construction going on where the TSA used to be, and I had learned that to go up the stairs, and when I found those, everything going on, there's a big sign that says TSA pre. I did not know there was such a thing as TSA pre, and then I remembered somebody telling me that you can get pre-checked and you have to like go through all this stuff in order to, cut the crowd. You can do TSA pre-check. And it was kind of weird going through the Denver International Airport. I was not familiar with everything that they had going on. In the past, there was just like a big line, and then they divided you up, and you didn't have people cutting you. There was a moment where I was very confused, wanted to ask why. There were people that this woman was like, there were supposed to be two sides to it, but there was one man, one thing was being used, this woman's using a phone, and there's like a bunch of people's IDs that she was able to search up, and she was asking each person, she's like looking for it, finds it, scans it, and I'm like waiting for my turn to take a chance. There's two lines, this line's going, my line is not. I was actually getting close to heated. I was like, what's going on? I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, is this what TSA pre is? Because I feel like it's very rude. Because if there's TSA pre, they need to have their own line. They can't be combining us. Like, I don't care. One funny moment, there was like, it wasn't really necessarily funny, but it was an interesting experience to watch a whole group of people who were disabled or blind. It was interesting. The reason why I'm kind of like thinking it was funny was because I was kind of confused why there was so much commotion of these people getting off of an elevator. And I realized when they were getting off the elevator, they were blind. And I heard one of them say, I am never doing that again. And they're like, that was terrifying. They were like on an elevator all together, crammed together, and there's a bunch of blind people, and they don't know which way to go out. And the doors close on them, and those doors close fast. So that's why I thought that was funny. I feel for them in that experience too. But yeah, there was a whole group of them, which I understood. They were going ahead. They cut in front of the line. I'm like, it's everybody has their disabilities, but for them, it's like it's different, Anyways, I don't want to make too long of a YouTube video. But yeah, that's my trip. I got through TSA without having a single thing, so I put everything pretty much on the outside of my bag or on top where they're gonna look at everything. I made sure my iPad and my phone were visibly out or just on the surface, which I did not have any issues with TSA at all, which I was worried that was gonna happen to me, and even my mom was paranoid even more for me when I was heading back. She's like, but what if, and I'm like, but I was fine. I will be fine. With all the shopping that I did in Denver, I did find a suitcase that I ended up really liking, and I got a travel size one that would, fit through as my carry-on. And then I ended up keeping the duffel bag as my personal item, and I was able to cram a good amount of stuff in both things, but I made sure that the duffel bag was big, but it was squishy enough that I was able to just kick it under. I did have the guy sitting next to me, he's like, did you get through just fine with that being a personal item? Did they give you any trouble? I'm like, no, they did not. I don't know if they actually noticed me, but I did fine. And that bag, I kicked it in there. It wasn't bad. It was just full of jackets. And those jackets were able to just like squish. I will say it was really good to pack light and save a good amount of money for packing lighter and not having a huge check-in bag. So there's that. I would love to figure out how to do more travel hacks. I've been really getting good at purchasing travel size items, planning smaller trips, and packing everything in my little not ice cube, like these cube packable items. And it makes getting ready a lot easier and transferring clothes from a duffel bag into a dresser a lot faster, and they're really nice for traveling. My tip of the day for YouTube, if you're traveling, I do lots of little road trips on my weekends. For this trip, I only packed one thing of shoes. I did want to pack tennis shoes as well for going to the gym in. I did not pack for working out in the gym. I could have, but I didn't. And my bag was really tight. I could not pack another pair of shoes. Maybe I could have purchased a bigger duffel bag, but the duffel bag I had was actually fairly big. I post on TikTok mostly about my makeup tutorials. Maybe I'll do a hair tutorial if people are interested. My name is Heather. I would love some subscribers if you guys care for subscribing to my channel. I hope to post more about makeup and my future journeys, vlogging and traveling, how I get ready, cleaning maybe. I work full-time working in retail for the last 4 years. If you want to support my journey, I would love that. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I'm out. Peace. Bye.